Let's talk about quadrilaterals. A quadrilateral is a four-sided polygon. A trapezoid is one type of quadrilateral that must have one set of parallel sides, only one set. The first one is a trapezoid because the top and bottom are parallel. They never get closer together or farther apart. The second one is a trapezoid, top and bottom again. It has a right angle here, does not affect anything. We're looking at the one set of parallel sides. The next one is also a quadrilateral because trapezoid, that is a quadrilateral, because each side is parallel. Our next type of quadrilateral is called a kite. Those are quadrilaterals with adjacent sides congruent to each other. Adjacent, side by side, congruent, exactly the same length. So the first one, the two little marks mean those two are equal, exactly the same length, adjacent to each other, and the next two sides are also congruent. Another example of a kite would be this shape. These two are congruent to each other, and the top two. If you look at these, they look like what we think of as a kite that you fly in the sky. The last one is a square also, but it is a kite because it fits the definition. Adjacent sides are congruent to each other. The next type of quadrilateral are parallelograms. They are quadrilaterals with opposite sides, parallel and congruent. So we're looking at these two opposite sides. Yes, they are parallel and congruent. And also these two must be to fit the definition. Same thing, could be called many other things, but it is a parallelogram because opposite sides are parallel and congruent. The same with these two for the same reasons. Okay, now we're going to start to get a little more specific. Rectangles are parallelograms, meaning opposite sides are parallel and congruent with all right angles. So this one, opposite sides parallel and congruent, makes it a parallelogram. What makes it a rectangle is all four sides are like the corner of a sheet of paper, 90-degree angles. Same with these two examples. Our next quadrilateral is a rhombus. A rhombus is a parallelogram, opposite sides equal and congruent, with all sides congruent. These are the two examples. Now we're going to get even a little more specific to a square. A square is a parallelogram with all right angles and all congruent sides. The only example is just the square. Okay, so if we look at this to summarize, parallelograms could be a rhombus, a rectangle, a square, or a kite. A rhombus could be a square, but doesn't have to be a square. A square could be a rectangle, but if it's a rectangle, it may not be a square. So you see all of these things are interrelated, and every one of these are quadrilaterals.